Hello friends, this is part 18 of Angular 14 series, and in this session we'll discuss about that how to create the reusable component. Let's say here in our scenario B2E grid. So here in this Angular system, how do we create such a grid so that we can reuse it to any project? So let's get into the code. So here from command line, what you need to do to create the reusable component, or you can say to create the custom library in Angular system. Here you can use ng g then library name. Okay, so here in my in our scenario I have created one library that is called b2e grid. Once you put the library name, hit enter, then the Angular will create the one folder called projects folder. Inside this projects, your library project will be here. Okay, so here in the scenario b2e grid. So here basic structure of this library is first it will consist src folder, then the unit test case schema file and package.json and other TypeScript configuration files. Okay, now if I go to the package.json here for this library, here the first is the name of the library, then version, which version now you are working on, and peer dependencies. So this is the most important properties of this JSON. The peer dependencies, that means the library, what are the dependencies is for this library, like this library actually is being created with Angular 14 version at least, and core version is 14 as well, and also Angular material also being used in this library, which is version of 14.20 version. Okay, if you have any other dependencies for this library, you can mention it here, so that if any project is going to install this library, so all the dependencies will be installed automatically. Okay, so now go to the package.json here. So no, to create the library will not be sufficient to test in the local system. For that you need to do some sort of configuration. So these three lines actually are being have added here. First you can skip, because this is start of the library, not required that part, but at least these two is required. Okay, so build. First of all, if you wants to publish this library to the NPM repository, first of all you need to build the library with the help of this command ng build, then the project name. Okay, so here in my example, the project name is the b2e grid, and second one is to test locally. I mean, whenever you change anything on this b2e grid, it will automatically build and will reflect inside the main project. Okay, so this is for testing purpose, local system testing purpose only. And second, this is second change. And third change, if I go to angular.json file, so when you create any Angular application, here you can see that application name and the application details. Okay, so similarly also Angular created one more application, but that project type is the library, but here you can see the project type is the application. So this is the main application. Okay, and this is the Angular library. Okay, now close all that. So these files got modified when you create the library. Now if I go to the library src folder, so here you can see lib library folder and public API. So this is one file which is important to expose the classes from your library. So here now what are the file actually, what are, or you can say what are the classes you are going to expose outside of this library. So those file or you can say class path you have to export here from here. Now here if I go to the library folder, so here I have created some of the subfolders like components, directives, models, and services. So this is first created the component and the module, and the one services service folder also is there. So these are the file default files. So you can customize these files. Now what I will do, if any sub component to be required for this grid, I will create all the components inside this folder, and similarly directive and services and models. Okay. Next session we'll discuss how to use this library, and if I change anything, how to reflect the things inside the main project, we'll discuss. Okay, so for that, stay tuned and be safe. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.